Hey, sorry for the messiness. Well, sorry, not sorry. This is where I am. I am where I am, and that's who I am. All right, so I am going to pull out information intuitively. Yeah. All right. All right, what are some cards of the energy of the topic that we want to speak about? I want to educate people about sex, um, addiction. All right, talk about sex addiction. What energies do we have for sex addiction? We have two types of energies here. We have the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So with these two energies, I guess for the unclear question that I had, just jumping in, this is the energy that I have. The Ace of Wands talks about a magic stick. It talks about a gift, something that comes out as I want to say as a tool to utilize. So sex addiction can be a tool that's utilized. Maybe without the addiction part, but if you think about it, sex addiction, we reproduce with sex. So we have to have those compulsions and those compulsive attraction or whatever the case is. The Knight of Pentacles, like the messenger, but it has to do with the earth. So I guess it's not really your energy, it's the earth's energy, and we are just in that energy. So sex addiction or the energy, it already exists. You didn't create that addiction. That's what I'm getting from this message, that sex addiction, the compulsion of it, it already exists from the earth. It's not, you are not creating that sexual addiction. All right, so based off of that, what energies can we get deeper in, confirm, verify? Sexual addiction. All right, so the Hangman, it's really, it's kind of like you don't really know. You're trying to figure it out. So I guess it's unknown. That's why I'm so into this. It's because there's so much unknownness in our sexual activities and the way we are behind the scenes of the human society created way, the modern way. So like sex isn't looked at as the origin of how it was seen before, and not, I think it was because it seems less valuable. It's just not as relevant in this time. Still important, but not relevant. What is the energy? Is sex addiction bad? Is it a negative energy? Can you overdo sexual activities? So we have birth of creation, potential growth, and affirmation. Okay, so if this is going off the question, because I did change it up really fast, it would say birth of creation, that a disease, I don't really think it's talking about necessarily a disease, but it does have to do with the transfer from one host, I'm getting the word host, to another one. And I think that's how we grew, was a lot of transmission, a lot of transmitted energies, and you can't really put transmitted diseases into the category of sex, because that's not really what's happening, because there's a lot of things that's getting transmitted from sex. All your cells are entering and penetrating, because they are all copies within themselves. So when you have sex with somebody, you're not just catching diseases, you're catching a lot of different things. And some of those times you are catching diseases or transmitted diseases, but it doesn't really want me to use that word, transmitted diseases. I guess there is a unknown entity that exists that isn't human, but it's part of the human energy. Whatever that means, we are going to go with it. I think this is tied to the affirmation, which the affirmation is a vibration. And I think that when we have sexual activities and we share those with either groups or whatever we do, we are transmitting that energy. And sometimes we don't have intentions, we just have it for the physical pleasure, but there's also emotional transmission and mental transmission. I don't know if you ever had sex with somebody and you had mental images. These are more for people that are self-aware and understanding of that and have that attunement of that sense, the sense of the mind and the thoughts. So yeah, that's what I have for the sex part of this. How to shift out of an addiction energy. Any tips and guidance and pointers? People that are suffering, that want to make a change, how do you shift out of that? Okay, shift is not a good word from there. What I'm getting is adapt. So I'm getting that sex addiction is just a matter of comfortability. It is remembering. So when you're there, there is an emotional tied to the memory of that behavior. So it's like a wire, and they're wired together, and that's how you function. So you can't necessarily shift out of that, but you have to adapt to it. All right, what would be the first and last step of shifting or adapting? How do you become open to adapting? The card again came out was the Knight of Pentacles, which we talked about. The Knight of Pentacles is that it's the Earth's energy. Perfect. We got a clarifier back up. Okay, so we have the Five of Cups. So sometimes I don't think that you actually need to move forward. There's nothing wrong in having a sexual addiction or a sexual attraction or a hyphen sexual energetic pull in the earth. Instead of wanting to change, you're gonna just look over everything that you're missing out instead of the experiences that you've had. Regardless if some of those experiences in that experience is, you know, not favorable, but it's saying that shift your focus on what you have. So you should, I don't know if it's saying you should embrace the sexual activities or the sexual energetic within you, but sexual energy does have to do with, I believe, the sacral chakra, which also is tied to your organs and your sexual energies to transform something. Not sure. All right, the Ten of Wands. So, Ten of Wands, to me, it's talking about the completion of hard work. So, it's talking about putting your tools away after you completed the task. So, kind of like cleaning up before clocking out, or talking about putting your tools away after fixing a vehicle or whatever you were fixing after the project's complete. So you don't actually get to enjoy the rewards, but you get to put everything away. It's pretty much the cleanup, and it's a celebration itself. It's an accomplishment. It's like mission complete, but now we need to rest, or we need to do whatever we need to do that's necessary. Alright, so with me, my name is George. I'm part of the Still Movement Paradise. I just like saying that because it sounds cool. Although my curiosity about certain things are very unclear, but it's okay for it to be unclear right now. I do plan on taking the steps to clarify it. I have a dream and a mission already inside of me. My goal is to reveal that inner mission that I was given already and clarify that for myself so I can embody my natural abilities and strengths. So I believe my story's already written out. I'm just the character playing it because the universe and spirit guides, they work in alignment, and there are things that happen um, for evolution, for evolvement, for survival, things that are naturally happening, but from a different eye and a different perspective. So the Lord above us, He watches us, our Father. He loves us with His way of loving us, and although His language is not the English words, it's a powerful emotion and a powerful thought and a powerful um, bond and strength. And I think we all have that capability and potential to build that in the way that so fits. And sometimes you fall away, and sometimes you get closer, and sometimes you just stay in place. Either way, this is an invitation for you to pray for clarity and pray and connect, because I believe the stronger our relationship as a collective to, some type of higher source, however you want to see the image, through faith and through God, or through religion. I think that is the most powerful thing. Not which one is the most beneficial religion, but the fact that we have and share that connection with a higher source or a higher energetic being, or just simply our Mother Earth. We have that potential to just say thank you for life and say thank you for the experience and appreciation, especially those who have gone through, life events and that became so humble through those life events, because it was hard. There's no education on certain experiences that you had to get through yourself, and I commend you